it's impossible to avoid them. For decades, we've been surrounded by sweet and fatty foods, and the body has not been dealing well with these eating habits. But what about the brain? Do our mental health, our moods, and our brain abilities suffer from the wrong kind of nutrition?
We know that junk food is making us fat, but science is telling us now that it might also be shrinking our brains.
Brain researchers have joined the dining table to study the effects of our eating habits.
Diets that are high in fat and sugar in the long term lead to changes in part of the brain involved in memory.
This is a recent field of research, a developing science that spotlights a new facet of nutrition.
Habitual intake of foods high in fat and sugar result in a reprogramming of the brain.
In short, our brain is affected by what's on our plates.
Approximately 7 million people around the world die from heart attacks every year. And cardiovascular disease, which causes heart attacks and other problems like strokes, is the world's leading killer. So what causes a heart attack? Like all muscles, the heart needs oxygen, and during a heart attack, it can't get enough. Fatty deposits, or plaques, develop on the walls of our coronary arteries. Those are the vessels that supply oxygenated blood to the heart. These plaques grow as we age, sometimes getting chunky, hardened, or inflamed. Eventually, the plaques can turn into blockages. If one of the plaques ruptures or cracks, a blood clot will form around it in minutes, and a partially closed artery can become completely blocked. Blood flow is cut off to the cardiac muscle, and the oxygen-starved cells start to die within several minutes. This is a myocardial infarction, or heart attack. Things can rapidly deteriorate in the absence of treatment. The injured muscle may not be able to pump blood as well, and its rhythm might be thrown off. In the worst-case scenario, a heart attack can cause sudden death. In the emergency room, doctors can diagnose a heart attack. They commonly use an electrocardiogram to measure the heart's electrical activity, and a blood test to assess heart muscle damage. The patient is then taken to a high-tech cardiac suite, where tests are done to locate the blockages. Cardiologists can reopen the blocked artery by inflating it with a balloon in a procedure called an angioplasty. Frequently, they also insert a metal or polymer stent that will hold the artery open. More extensive blockages might require coronary artery bypass surgery. Using a piece of vein or artery from another part of the body, heart surgeons can reroute blood flow around the blockage. These procedures reestablish circulation to the cardiac muscle, restoring heart function. Heart attack treatment is advancing, but prevention is vital. Genetics and lifestyle factors both affect your risk, and the good news is that you can change your lifestyle. Exercise, a healthy diet, and weight loss all lower the risk of heart attacks, whether you've had one before or not. Doctors recommend exercising a few times a week, doing both aerobic activity and strength training. A heart-healthy diet is low in sugar and saturated fats, which are both linked to heart disease. So what should you eat? Lots of fiber from vegetables, chicken and fish instead of red meat, whole grains, and nuts like walnuts and almonds all seem to be beneficial. A good diet and exercise plan can also keep your weight in a healthy range, which will lower your heart attack risk as well. And of course, medications can also help prevent heart attacks. Doctors often prescribe low-dose aspirin, for example, particularly for patients who've already had a heart attack and for those known to be at high risk. And drugs that help manage risk factors, like high blood pressure, cholesterol, and diabetes, will make heart attacks less likely too. Heart attacks may be common, but they don't have to be inevitable. A healthy diet, avoiding tobacco use, staying fit, and enjoying plenty of sleep and lots of laughter all go a long way in making sure your body's most important muscle keeps on beating.
Dangerous cookware to avoid. Titanium is best. Hi, I'm Dr. James Machino. You know, health-conscious people, and I know many of them, go to great lengths to eat only organic foods with no preservatives. But the cookware that you use to cook your food is also very important. Why? Because cookware can leach dangerous chemicals and heavy metals into the food that you eat over time, which can accumulate in your body. This has been proven. And some of these chemicals are more dangerous than any man-made preservative or artificial substances. So you really want to try to avoid or minimize your use of dangerous cookware and use the safest cookware that's available. So what cookware is dangerous? Well, here's the list. Teflon cookware probably is the most dangerous. Aluminum cookware, copper cookware, and then even cast iron cookware has some drawbacks, as does ceramic cookware, enamel cookware, glass cookware. Even surprising that glass cookware would be a problem, but a lot of glass cookware contains some lead actually. And even stainless steel cookware can leach certain metals into the foods that you're eating. So they all have some problems that you should be aware of. Titanium cookware is actually the best. It doesn't react with the food while you're cooking the food in the cookware. Experts say that part of a prudent cancer prevention program is the use of high quality titanium cookware. The premium titanium cookware costs a bit more, but it appears to be worthwhile as an investment from a health standpoint. So to get the details, click on the link below to read my blog article on this subject. You'll see the scientific reference there as well. It'll explain how the different types of cookware are dangerous and exactly how it all works. It's really worth a read. So click on the link below and take a look at my article there at machinohealth.com. Now, at the machinohealth.com website, you'll also see my other research review papers, footage from my live teaching seminars, other downloads and resources I've created to help you lead a long, healthy, functional life. All my research review papers and teaching materials are complete with all the scientific references, so you'll see you're only getting evidence-based information from me on any health topic that you're looking for. So you should use machinohealth.com as an ongoing, reliable resource of health and wellness information for both you and your family. Thanks so much for watching.
Air fryers have become popular as more people eat at home during the COVID crisis. The utensils make cooking easier, but the Consumer Council warns that there are pitfalls.
Air fryers save time and are easier to clean. Their makers also claim that it's a healthier and more convenient way to cook. The Consumer Council put the claims to a test and checked 12 models costing between $298 and $2,080. The watchdog found that chips air fried in 6 models contained excessive acrylamide, which causes cancer. The French fries cooked in this model contained over 7,000 microgram per kilogram of acrylamide, exceeding the European Union level by 13 times. Food containing large amounts of asparagines, such as potatoes, are more likely to produce acrylamide when cooked with little water in temperatures above 120 degrees Celsius.
The Council reminds consumers to control the intake of foods that have been air fried at high temperature or long duration, and not to lower the safeguard simply because air frying is deemed to be a healthier cooking method. The risk of intaking acrylamide can be lower by adjusting the cooking time and temperature in accordance with the amount of ingredients.
The watchdog also found that 6 models pose safety risks. 3 had an insufficient insulation distance, which could cause a short circuit, leakage, or overheating. There's an excessive rise in temperature in some part of these models, and 1 has an inadequate earthing terminal for grounding protection. The council said users must let air fryers cool down before cleaning them.